Alright everyone, welcome back to Master of Command. Today we're continuing our campaign for the King's Household. Our units remain customized. We do have a new addition. I think that's the only one. We did get more artillery last time as well. We don't have an upgraded gun or much equipment for them. But they are here. So all that's missing from our roster is one more grenadier. And of course, equipping all these troops, especially the cavalry. We have so much of it, we really need to finish equipping them. So that's what we're going to spend a good deal of the dollars we have coming up on. Alright, we left off with this battle last time. So we're going to go ahead and crush them to start things off this time around. Should be a good little battle for us. Alright, what do we got? Okay, a lot of open ground here. Alright, not a lot of cover to speak of. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. We do have this little river, which I can definitely appreciate, having a river. And honestly, I think we're going to take advantage of the river. I'm going to stack the artillery up here. Cavalry. Keep them out here. Grenadiers behind. Need to make sure the cavalry has their melee on. Alright. Let's see if we can get across this river in time to do something. I might actually keep several units right here. I'm not sure. No, we're not going to do that. Alright. Make sure we're crossing the bridge as much as possible. Excellent. Better move the grenadiers up as well, just to be sure. And finally, the cavalry. Alright. See how they respond to our movements. Alright, they are shifting their force over here, which is good. We knew that's kind of what they would do. Excellent. Keep the cavalry there. Let's see what they're doing. They're still shifting their line as we move up. They want to keep their battle line intact as they approach us, which is fine. Ah, I don't like that y'all are running. That's not great. I did not intend for that, for you to tire yourselves out. That's not great. Okay. Get these woods for cover. That'll be fantastic. Likewise, with these woods, get these woods for cover. I don't always line up right next to the river, but in this particular case, it's not too big of a deal. And it'll still cover us from being charged and the like. So it's all good. It still works out. Alright, now the cavalry can start moving up behind them, which is excellent. See, what are we targeting? Well, I do not want you targeting Jaegers. Which one of you is targeting Jaegers? Don't do that. Okay, there's veteran foot on that side. Grenadiers, musketeers on that side. Alright, one of you can't hit anything. I bet it's the new guns. Yep, okay. Target the Hanoverian Cav. I like that idea quite a lot. Alright, that's good news. Starting to hammer their troops there, that's awesome. Targeting that cav there. That's great. Shift focus to the grenadiers. Keep moving the cavalry up. Not bad. Alright, excellent. Still looks good. Some of the cavalry's lagging behind. We'll fix that with some of the items and everything that we do. Alright. Alright, their cav notices our cav approaching, and they're beginning to approach. It's all quiet on the line for now. It's about to pick up here in a moment. Several volleys being offered. Shifting targets with the artillery. Alright, see what their cavalry does. They're beginning a charge. So we're going to cut them off, of course. Alright, they are going to hit one of our units somewhat, but we will break them. Excellent. Alright, keep moving up, boys. Let's do that, shall we? Alright, the Jaegers are there up close and personal. Gonna shift our grenadiers a little bit. I'm just a little concerned about their grenadiers on that left flank there trying to make a charge at us or something. Pull back our injured cav. Try and make sure they don't get canistered at least. That Hanoverian cav might intercept us a little bit. Alright. Excellent. Okay. Still holding out here across the river. It's looking good. Better move a bunch of the cavalry over here to help out on the flank where they need it the most. That should shatter them completely once they make impact in the rear. Exactly. Yeah, oh, that's awesome. I love to see that. Focus those together just in case those musketeers are a little more resistant to our cavalry charge. Sweeping the flank there, that's awesome. And our heavy cavalry is just running down the line. That's so great to see. Those grenadiers are a little more dangerous, however. Unfortunately, our newest cavalry didn't get to partake in it. They were too slow, but that's okay. Battle went fairly well. Should have gotten decent experience for our line units. And our cavalry just come in and swept the day. It's not bad. We can definitely use some of those items, that's for sure. We need ammo. More than any of the other options there. Excellent. Not sure why they have ammo. They don't even have carbines yet. Alright. Take a look. We got some good Potsdams. Definitely wanting to put those to use. Keep the Swiss with that. Put the good Charlevilles there. Okay. Alright, let's check the cavalry. That's 33 and 36 speed. They have to be brought up more in line with the rest of the cavalry. If at all possible. We have picks yet? Nope, we do not. Make sure they have an ammo box. Alright. Don't need open order accuracy as of yet. Alright. That looks fantastic. Let's go ahead and head over west a little bit. You know what? I really want to get the food up here. We're going to make a little detour. That'll help later in the campaign. I'm also going to get this outpost before I head up there. Provide ample ammunition. And 3 new weapons. I like that. We can use those swords as well. And those are good souls. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Alright, let's head on up. Hopefully they'll have some pretty good equipment as well. Yep, need that. Yep, definitely want that. Buy out all their food. Might get 1 ammo as well. Alright, let's see. Okay, that's still 37. That's not great. We'll put that there. And we'll give this to these guys. That should help a little bit. They're starting to catch up. We're not there yet, but we're starting to catch up. Don't think there was anything else that I really wanted. I mean, I could get... Let's see, move speed 6. Alright. I'd rather get horses that have a higher move speed than that. To be quite honest. Ruined outpost. Alright. Not too crazy. We've already been up here. So we need 2 more convoys. We actually have 3 right here. Horse breeders there. We want to check that out. And there's another encampment battle. Isn't that interesting? Let's let's go do that. See what they have here. Ah, okay. Alright. So, 3 artillery. Got some foot, the dragoon guards, dragoons and light dragoons. Foot, some recruits and land millets, grenadiers. More foot. The Buecaberg Carabineers, Hanoverian Grenadiers, and Subsidy Jaegers. That's a pretty tough force. That is a tough force. Hopefully we have very favorable terrain to give us cover. Our line is gonna... Our line still isn't quite where I want them to be, especially on morale, so I need as much of an advantage for our line as we can get. Speaking of as much of an advantage for our line as we can get... That's awesome. We get one of our favorite river maps. That is actually quite hilarious. Quite. Alright, yep, we did that for both sides. Let's put you back here real quick. Artillery, I'm gonna want up here on the hill. Alright. Let's see. Do we want to send cavalry around to try to get the guns? Let's see what the guns are first. They got some bronze and iron. Dragoon guards are pretty tough. Dragoons. Light dragoons aren't too bad either, to be honest. Of course, the recruits here suck, but... Ooh, that's pretty nasty. Subsidy Jaegers with good Tulas. That's dangerous. Alright. Welp. We're going to set up over here and use our cavalry on the flank. Of course, I could disperse our units somewhat and keep our guard cavalry around them. Could put the Swiss with the guns. Keep them over here. And let the Italian hold the town here. Grenadiers shoring up the center lines a little. Cavalry, yeah, we'll do that. We're going to do something like that. Let's take a look here. Get this settled straight away. Good spot for the guns. Gonna park the general behind the guns for now as well. Move up the grenadiers. Swiss have to move up to protect the guns. Alright. And the cavalry. Alright, let's see how this goes. This could be somewhat of a tough fight, depending on what we do. It could be a little easier or a little more difficult. Kind of interesting and a new thing for me, not having a more stacked line. Only having 4 line units, that's a new experience for me. Yep. Alright, cool. And they can kind of shore the gaps a little bit as well, which is good. Should definitely help. So for now, we're going to take the grenadiers off melee and off bayonet. I know they're still not the greatest at shooting, but that should aid us for now. Make our lives a little bit easier. Alright, we need the artillery to begin firing. Preferably at the most dangerous targets to our line. So let's see. They are stacked with grenadiers over here, so let's just target each set of grenadiers here. And hammer their right flank. We'll rely on our cavalry to deal with their left flank. Getting kind of bogged down here in the water. Alright. Sometimes it helps when you have an artillery piece that's targeting a unit that may leave their cone. Target the 1 or 2 just outside the cone a little bit, so they'll shift their cone over and then retarget the unit you were firing at. Otherwise, as soon as that unit exits their cone, they'll target whatever they like in here, usually whatever's closest, which is not of benefit very often, if I've found. Definitely important generally. I mean, better to have your artillery firing than not firing, but it's important if you can to have them target your targets. Move the cavalry up here. We're doing a charge on these 2 units. Hopefully that'll go very well. Not as concerned about charging recruits to the front. Now we just got across the river, and now their cavalry's wanting to cross the river back to our side. It's not great, I don't think. Alright, they are charging us here. Let's see if we can intercept a little bit. Excellent, that went very well. So far we're winning out on this flank. How soon before we... Alright. It's not too bad. Once we reduce the numbers on some of those grenadiers, we can move on a little bit. Can move our cavalry up now. Gonna intercept them. Excellent, that's going very well. We'll give them some assistance right here with the land millets. I don't know why they stopped their charge right before they reached their line. That's kind of annoying. Not sure why it does that sometimes, but it does. Alright, how we doing here? We still targeting them? Alright, shift our attention a little bit. The Dragoon Guards are coming up. They're wanting to charge our lines here. About to get charged. See what we can do. I don't know if our other troops will be able to intercept them or not. We're basically just going to give them everything we've got. Charge together. Alright, shatter the line. Excellent. British foot is shifting to deal with us. Let's just hit them hard. Massed cavalry charge. Here we go. And as we just collide with their line like water. The problem is we are clumped up for this artillery. That's not great. Not what we like to see there. Alright, how are we doing? The Grenadiers can probably move up. We'll definitely move them up. Alright, move them up here. The Swiss line is getting hammered pretty hard now. Definitely have these Grenadiers ready. Okay. Looks good so far with the line. Let's see, enemy cavalry. We want to charge the cavalry. I know my cav are tired. Hopefully they'll push through it. Starting to mount some casualties now. Alright, the Hussars are retreating. It's not the worst thing ever, considering how exhausted everyone is. I get it. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, canister fire right into our massed cavalry. That hurts. That hurts so much. Wow, that's... Frankly, that's devastating. Alright, let's see here. Don't need to fire on them anymore. Yep, good target. Good target. We're going to give them the bayonet. We're not going to play around with them no more. We got to fix our cavalry situation here for the moment. Got to disperse them and let them rest a little bit. They just totally carried there for a little while. Hey, General, go get the hussars real quick, if you don't mind. Pull the cavalry back even further. They're wanting to send the foot after us, so... Excellent. Those volleys just shattered them. Grenadiers are soon to follow. They're not going to last very long. Yep, they broke. Cavalry's coming back. Alright, here they go. Get an opportunity to charge the enemy cavalry that's returning. Excellent. Their morale wasn't doing too hot, but they got it. We got a victory out of it. That's awesome. The line held up pretty good. Of course, we didn't really give our right flank much of a chance to have any problems as we just swept it with our cavalry. We may have taken a little more losses than we needed to for our cavalry line, but sweeping them up went very well. And we got some excellent items, literally and figuratively. This is some stuff we needed. That's fantastic. We're going to do money and ammo again. I know we're getting a little low on the reservists after 2,000, coming out of that 3,200, but we'll be alright. Oh boy. All of these are good. I like flying camp a lot, but that shoot and scoot, I think we're doing that. Reload speed and fire damage received, especially because I'm hoping to test out carbines for our infantry line. That would be really funny. Like I mentioned, it may have been last time or the time before. One of the last two episodes I mentioned how I've been talking about that with Hans. It's a pretty interesting idea. See how fast we can push the reload, or how far we can push the reload speed to be. So that will be very, very interesting to see. Alright, let's get our upgrades here going. Bayonets. Alright. We'll give them the heavy bayonet. That helps in melee defense as well. Okay, who needs the best reload speed for the guns? Y'all have terrible reload speed. Let's fix that. Alright, and then fire damage received. Let's give that to the Marines. That should help immensely. Let's see, who needs speed the most? You need speed the most. You need better shoes. You have good shoes. Okay. Morale and charge. Which one has the lowest morale? They do. We can throw that on them for now. That would not hurt to throw that onto those guys. Don't need that reload and move speed. We can use that too. Let's see there. Cover bonus and max range. Fire damage, reload, move speed, fire damage. Well, this can go to an artillery piece at the moment, and we can put this on them. Let's do that. That'll increase the range of the iron guns to be a little closer to the rest of our guns. That should help exorbitantly. Alright, and we get another ability, or trait I should say, towards our artillery. Combat effectiveness is good, and accuracy and range will do that. I like that idea quite a lot. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let's check the slums. We can check it. Oh, yep, winter. Alright, that makes it a little more difficult for us to make sure we keep up on our supplies and provisions. Hampers our speed some too. Plague Village. Thank God we have field hospitals. Otherwise we'd have 2 chances for attrition. No attrition, thank you very much. I can go without that, and that's totally fine. Alright, we have an army that was pursuing. They're probably going to turn back and run, but we'll keep pursuing. Alright. 3 artillery. Got some veteran foot, Hessian cavalry, and subsidy cavalry. British grenadiers, more foot, some Jaegers, Brunswickers, grenadiers, and musketeers. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and call it here, guys. We will deal with this battle, the Battle of Noyon, when we return. Thank you all for joining me. God bless.